They are very close to Abraham this one there. They are living successful projects. And I wish they projected this thing. Very successful project. And I'm not surprised because one of the panelists, in person of Rushewe, was a consultant and part of the team. So I'm blessed because you try to bridge to create a bridge between generations so that the problems we faced, coming generation will not face it. Real estate is not learning by example, through trial and error. It's not through trial and error. And I rejoice where we are. I went to university and studied asset management at a time where you tell anyone in your family that you are selling your house, they will call emergency meeting. Nobody advertised you want to sell a house. The day I saw for sale in front of a plot of land at Omoli Estate, I parked my car and I was dancing. Prior to that time, nothing like you want to sell property. It's a taboo. So we've seen that we have gone a long way. We are not where we ought to be. But we are not where we were 20 years ago. There's a lot of problems that I will share. But the more we have this capacity building, the more we quickly evolve. Rome was not built in a day, but Rome was not built forever. If it took them 1,000 years to build Rome, we can fast track it and build our own Rome within 20 years. We don't need to do trial and error. And that's why we look at every presentation from KBSC, you see a sequence and very poignant things to really take away. Capacity building is a sin for anyone to be a developer today. And that week, after we started the Redan accreditation program, the basics in real estate development, you cannot go through that process that were taught by 17 real estate experts, the leading in the industry. They were the one. And what we are hearing during the presentations was that someone said, I've done 3 estates. And he said, I've done 3 estates. He said, sir, I don't know the difference between town planner, estate, quantity surveyor. He said, they don't know. One of them said, after 3 lectures, he said he started asking questions. And people said, Madam, where are you coming from? Madam, where are you coming from? Who taught you all this? Because it's the engineer. When you get to a site, everyone is an engineer. So, no bill of quantity. They don't even know what is bill of quantity. They don't know what is layout. And that's why we are hearing that 173 estates in Lagos has no layout approval. How can you embark upon an estate and you don't have layout, town planning layout approval? So, in the course, we are teaching basic things, compliance, which is the soul of what the finance experts have told us. I know 3 people in this country today that have they have 100 million pounds, and they were looking for people to come and assess. It's for cooperative, and they were looking for cooperative to assess the fund. The shelter Afrique that was referenced, developers, they came to Nigeria and they raised this fund. But no developer, very few developers were qualified to access it. Why? Because every developer are small and they are Nubi and family. No 5 years record, no tax clearance. When you declare your performance to the tax people, you've already removed, you made 10 million, but because you want to pay little tax, you declare 10 million. Now, in the last 5 years, you have undervalued your business. Now you want to go to funders, and they say, where is your tax plan? How have you company been performing in the last 5 years? They are not going to listen to you. It's what you declare to government. It's what you declare that they say, oh, you have not been doing well. They say, I've been doing well. It's the tax you pay. It's the profit you declare. So they raise this money. They have no, and I started hearing from developers. Some developers said that they took money from us. They said they would get Shelter Afrique something for us. And I talked to the consultant. The complaint was that you took money from these people, you didn't deliver Shelter Afrique loan to them. And he said, sir, what we are trying to do with the money is to actually to package them, because nothing. They were just individual. They've been operating as individual, not as a company. Nothing to show as a company. So we have a long way to go. Like I said, we are not where we were years back. But we are still we still have a long way to go. In terms of packaging our organization, putting in place a corporate governance structure that has been discussed today. And there is one thing we all have to know. Small is not beautiful in real estate. Small is not beautiful in real estate. We have to be big, because from basic economic principle, scale of production is until we scale up that we can crash costs. As long as the method of construction still remain artisanal, we will still be hearing this experience that my contractor disappeared, because we still rely on them. There's nowhere in the world today real estate has been commoditized. It's mass production. It's been industrialized. And when you industrialize the process, because you are building a mass, by the time they are installing on site, they are to precision, perfect engineering work. Nobody is laying tiles in toilet again. All over the world, they will bring your toilet as a car. The WC is already there, the tiles are there, where you are having your toilet rolls, where you are putting your, they're already there. They produce them as a car, they don't deliver to your site and school. But you are still waiting for one Togolese person who is laying tiles in Calabar to come. As long as we are still operating at that artisanal level, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. So these are things that the contributions like this and the need for us to come together will really resolve. The capacity is there. The capacity building is there. People are coming together. We are understanding the industry more. and will make progress. So, you know, as a pastor, when you prepare a sermon, and 10 minutes into your sermon, you find out that 90% of the class are sleeping, then you change your sermon. Because the spirit of the prophet is subjected to the prophet. Most of the things I plan to say, I just found out that those that are here, they are developers. The housing minister, housing commissioner is gone. So, telling you what is meant for housing commissioner, because in this practice, and that's still a long way to go. No matter how a man went to buy 10 kilograms, 10 grams of grain to plant in his farm. And by the time he got there, the person that was to sell his grain to him, the seed, said, "You told me you have 5 hectares of land. You don't need more than 5. Let's say sell 10. Why do you have 10? He said, "I'm giving the remaining 5 to my neighboring farms." He said, "Why should you buy this expensive yield crops and sell it to your neighboring farmers?" And he said, "Cross-pollination don't recognize boundary of your farm. If I should go and plant high-yield crops, and the neighboring farm planted, cross-pollination will not allow me to get full yield." So there is wisdom. The picture of the estate that our brother described, beautiful, after rain, dry. But if you are 10, because we are looking at, when you look at an estate, the sources of your estate depends on the sources of the surrounding estates. If you did everything right, and the channel to carry your drainage away from your site is blocked on my neighbor's site, there is nowhere my own drainage will flow to. So real estate is that all of us, including government, must get it right. Must get it right. And that's why it can never be we against them. In all our effort, like we were advised, in our company, we have to have people that will be engaging government. And that's actually what we did with the University of Lagos program. That after you are being taught, the last 2 days, you are taking the office of government, where you have one-to-one interaction with them. So when you have problem with your land, you already have the business card of the permanent secretary of land. You have the card, the business card of the GM. Many of you that have attended, was it not so? They were able to discuss projects, different parts of Lagos, and that's the only way we can have project success. But beyond the problems that we have discussed, there were emerging problems. I will explain those emerging problems that haven't done everything right. Those problems that can still come. External problems. We'll look at these problems by watching just this 5 minutes video that is threatening to our existence as developers, that can erase your 20 years. There's a slide on Mende there. My friend, Diki Drosi, did very fantastic job at Mende. 10 years ago, he got all his approvals. And people were living in that estate for 10 years. All of a sudden, the part of that estate was destroyed. So these are problems that I imagine And then we'll eventually look at, despite all these problems we have discussed today, what is it tomorrow? And that's the beauty that is awaiting us, is the kind of courage that I want us to live here with. That Nigeria is not a nation, neither Lagos State, we are not a nation that is winding down. We are nations of opportunities in the middle of problems that surround us. Because problems are opportunities for business. Because every business in this life, they were established to solve problems. The fact that we have several problems in our nation means that we have several business opportunities. But let's just look at this video, because it's a video, it's something that is troubling to me. And I want us to learn from it and see how we can work together to put an end to it, and then so that we'll be able to enter this future that we must desire. The video, please. Really not that well. So that you have. Okay, can you show the please show the second video, please.
Lagos, a city under attack, not from the outside, but from its own state.
We have a Chinese CFO. I have invested with my 30 years in ministry, not seeing them care, not seeing.
You see people praying on the rubbles of the mosque that was demolished. This Port Harcourt, the demolition is not limited to Lagos. This Port Harcourt.
We take you now to the scene of the devastating demolition of Nubi, where we have obtained exclusive footage of the aftermath. We had a chance to interview an eyewitness who was in close proximity to the event and was able to provide a first-hand insight.
So the little thing that I know about this demolition here is we have some issues that government said this is a illegal land people bought from other people without coming knowledge. So before they know, people are starting building their houses here. Then the minister identified that this is an illegal area, it belongs to government, and give people that order anybody has a note that he has a house in here, so it's right to come and lose his property before they come demolish it. They give that line, anybody didn't come, they will demolish it.
It's heartbreaking to see this. A once thriving community, now reduced to rubble. This recent demolition in Nubi, near the airport in Abuja, has left many families without homes, without places to work, and with dreams shattered. As we look at the remnants of what was, we are reminded of the importance of making informed informed choices when buying properties. Abuja's real estate market is growing fast, but with growth also comes risk. And while we all dream of owning property, it is crucial to ensure that those dreams are built on secure foundations. Our thoughts goes out to those affected by this demolition. We know it is more than just a financial loss. It is a loss of safety, a loss of community, and a loss of future plans. We urge everyone looking to buy property to carry out due diligence when you invest in a home, an office, or even land. It's essential to verify all legal documents, check for authentic land titles, and ensure that there are no hindrances or risks tied to
Tensions ran high at the Lagos International Trade Fair Complex on Monday as traders protested the recent demolition of their structures, alleging unlawful action by the Lagos State Government. Eric Ilechukwu, chairman of the Stakeholders Association at the trade fair, says the demolition was carried out without prior or contravention notice and that majority of the affected structures had valid approval from the Trade Fair Management Board.
On the 25th day of September 2025, the officials of Lagos State Government, without period notice and without serving any contravention notice, carried out the demolition of several traders' buildings in commando style within the complex. This action was executed despite the fact that the majority of the affected structures were duly approved by the Trade Fair Management Board.
It is not easy for us to wake up and looking at our property and somebody demolishing it. I will thank God for that because all of us are aware that there is government in here. We came into this place 1995.
The traders are demanding an immediate halt to any further demolitions and the institution of an independent investigation into the circumstances surrounding the act, adequate compensation for demolished properties and business losses, and concrete assurances from both the federal and Lagos state governments as such actions will not recur. Meanwhile, the executive director of the Lagos International Trade Fair, Vera Ndamusa, expressed optimism that the issue will be resolved amicably while appreciating Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu placing a call to stop the demolition.
Machineries have been put in place to resolve it amicably and legally. All hands are on deck, and I want to also appreciate the governor of Lagos State, Governor Sanwo-Olu, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who placed a call to stop the demolition. So having done that, and then with the necessary agencies being notified, we're carrying it forward. So I know that it shall be resolved. However,
the situation remained tense from the time our crew left the scene, even as the traders engaged in more consultations.
The state government is demolishing some residential and commercial buildings in various areas in Lagos. The government alleged that these buildings are illegal structures, poorly constructed, lacking planning permission, and obstructing canals and public access.
Most of those buildings that were pulled down are dilapidated. They are not fit for habitation. And we are now in the state that we are talking about all properties in Lagos State or serves certificate of fitness for habitation. And we've been telling them that they should go ahead and get planning permits. And most of them turn deaf ear to the government. The life of people living in that environment is money.
Thank you so much. A man bought a house in Ibadan. He built a house in Ibadan. And he lived in that house for 40 years. He retired about 10 years ago. 10 years after his retirement, he went out one day. Coming back, he met bulldozer. destroying the house. A house that was bought 40 years ago. And they said in court, the case had been in court for those. Show the slide, so just quickly go to the slide. 5 minutes, so that I'll be off here. So the land that he said, there was a case. The case was in the court for that lengthy period. And the family that won the case, and not the family brought the property from. And the people that won the case said, we are peace living, loving people. We've won the case. This land belongs to us. We don't want a problem. Carry your house and go. Which we don't want problem is that. So there are so many problems that even after you have done everything well, can you still sleep? So many beautiful things are said today that those of us that are real estate developers or real estate developers to be should really learn from. Due diligence, and buyer's confidence. The property at I talked to the developers of the Mende property and said the one thing that saved us was that those who bought into that said happened to be their first development. But they've done about 15 or 20 around Lagos thereafter. They said because of the confidence of the buyers that when we start another project, they eventually become investors. So when the problem happened, no pressure from them because they knew they done necessary thing. So the trust of the buyers is key for survival in this project. Let's just focus on the prospect. Show the slide. I said, show my slides. Show my slides. So that I would have loved to continue. Yes, this is the pattern we should have taken before. So many things change. I just want to tell us that real estate, those of us that are in real estate, we are the shakers and the movers of any economy. Real estate is the only asset that is real. 71% of the wealth of any nation resides in real estate. 51% of it in residential real estate. Others, NNPC, NITEL, NTN, we are just 29%. Real estate is the engine. We are operating in the core of national economy. It was not so for a long time in this country. Until last year. Last year, for the first time, Nigerian real estate sector has transformed significantly over the last 25 years. By 2025, real estate became the third largest sector in national economy. The shift followed by 2020, as of today, after real estate comes crude oil and gas. But for a long time, it had always been oil and gas. The real estate accounted for almost 10.8 to the nominal GP, overtaking crude oil, natural gas in relative economic ranking. So we are there. Despite all these problems, real estate is establishing its place as the pivotal to drive our economy. Just Go. Continue changing the slide. Yeah, change it. Continue. There are a lot of problems, a lot of microeconomies. If you have opportunity to ask for the organizer, they will share the slides with you. Keep so that we can live there. Things were not bad. Inflation is up there, food inflation, everything is up there. But the macroeconomic inflation, and it can only, you see, if the population has today, what is driving this growth in real estate? What is making real estate overtake crude oil? The population, the big elephant in the room, the population size and characteristics. Look at the demand and look at the deficit. We are 200 million nation. In 2050, 25 years to this time, we'll be 450 million. Lagos today 220 million. Lagos in 25 years time will be 40 million. And there is no hide and seek about it. We are growing. And if the present structure cannot meet the need of 200 million, then you can imagine when we rented 2-bedroom flat out last week, University of Lagos flat at Morofolu, when we rented 2-bedroom flat out at 3.5 million at Akoka, I knew we were in trouble. 3.5 million Akoka. We are not talking of Lake U. Akoka. 3.5 million 2-bedroom flat. So, in the next 5 years, that 2-bedroom flat will become 5 to 10 million. And like Kabiyesi said, the income is not growing. Why are we selling at that price? Because of all these problems. We've been trying to package housing units for you large staff. We've been on it with Kabiyesi, everyone. But it's not adding up. We started about last year with a project that we were willing to sell at 20 million. We said they cannot run. We quickly did our calculation. Middle of the year, it became 30 million. At the end of this year, it became 40 million. Affordability disappeared. No in University of Lagos. Because by the time you become professor and you say that affordability because of your income is becoming a bit higher, by the time you are professor, you are already 5-7 years away out. So by the time you look at your repayment period, you cannot afford it. So we now call someone, we call one of the developers that we know that have projects. We had meeting about last week. We said, look, let's partner with you. Just give us 2 or 3 blocks so that we can build. Because we look at the price list of what you are selling. 2-bedroom, the list was 60 million. We can afford it. So let us buy and build. He now offered to us a plot for 30 million. Where is that plot? Shimawa, very close to Shagam. I said, how can you sell a plot? How can you sell a plot for 30 million? He said to have a sea of food on a plot is about 10 million. From government, it's about 10 million. You buy about 5 million from Omonile. By the time you put infrastructure, if at all it's that work, how will you sell less than 30 million? So today, like we have had today, we build houses and we jump into plane looking for people at diaspora to come and buy. Then we have 250 million people that are paying 180,000 per month for a room under the bridges in Lagos. Then we know that there's still a disconnect between the people we are servicing. And as long as we continue to focus on those who are paying in dollars, we will not be in market because they are very thin. How do we as developers design a system that can meet the needs of Nigerians? Because when we talk about affordability, 3 factors constitute affordability. The cost of the house, the price, the income of the people, and the time of purchase. Those are the 3 factors. And these are factors that we have to synchronize. Because I can't give you an example that when Multilink came, Multilink was 180,000. Everybody ran back, cash and carry. No one could buy. By the time they said, come and buy, pay for 12 months, pay for 18 months, 10,000, pay deposit of 50,000, then pay for 18 months. By the time you pay deposit of 50,000 and pay for 18 months, 10,000, how much is that? How much is that? 230. You pay 50,000 deposit and you pay 10,000. How much is the eventually after 18 months? How much have you paid to have Multilink? You pay 230. But the queue, I joined the queue from Saka Jojo to Idowu Taylor. We were all in the sun. Not that the price dropped, the terms of payment became long. Because we are paying 10,000, brought in affordability. There's no way the real estate sector in the country, that small payment is what is called mortgage. Once there is no mortgage, real estate sector in any nation will never survive. But today we focus only on the supply side and how to crack the problem. By the time we build the house, we'll not be looking for people to come and buy it. There are thousands of houses around Lekki corridor that are not occupied because people don't have the power to purchase them. And we keep on trap marketing on online. We do road shows in England. I've done road show for 2 or 3 projects in London, called the resident doctors from church to church, market. But we realize we have people who are in need of houses. So which means that we have to really come together. Then I kept on saying that if the cost of the house is 10 million and my salary is 2 million, I might not be able to afford it. But if the cost of the house crashed to 5 million, affordability comes in. So how do we ensure affordability in this country? Cost of construction must come down. Cost of construction must come down. Cost of construction must come down. And how can the cost of construction come down? Cost of construction can only come down when we produce en masse. My grandmother knew that. That's why they price things in bulk. Our wives today, that's why they get to Ibadan to buy cow and share. When you purchase price, as long as we are still building this speed, every developer 5 houses per annum, and we are still buying trailers of cement, not silos of cement, we will not crash price. We will not crash price. And as long as we are also building choco houses, bungalow, we will not get anything. Because those are very expensive. A roof that's supposed to be covering 100 people is only covering 1 person. It's expensive. When you are building terrace houses, you save walls. But when the houses are standing alone, you build 4 walls. But when you are building terrace houses, 1 wall is serving 2 families. We bring down cost until we change our method of design and construction. And Babata Konde proved that to us, that Nigerians are not looking for compound. they were looking for where to hide their head. So Nigeria, before Obeda Conde, we thought that Nigerians were looking for land to build a gate, looking for a key to say landlord. No, people are not desperate to become landlord. Even our children, what they want to be is house owner. They don't want to be landlord. But as long as we are still designing things that attract people to land, then we are. That's the reason for all this sprawl. And just keep on scrolling. Let's see nations that got this thing right. Let's see Egypt. Egypt had no problem. Every developer must aspire that I don't need these 20 acres of land that they go and sell water to you. They say they are doing PPP. We interrogated PPP, but there's no time to report on all these our findings. Because PPP is partnership. But from our PhD research of one of my candidates, the PhD research on why PPP succeeded in different parts of the world and is failing in this country. One thing we found out that the marriage is on equal partners. What the government partner is bringing is less than 10% of the cost of this partnership. They brought you only land. The land we are told today was not a full and field. So, their nations just scroll down. These are things, these are problems. Just keep on scrolling, so that we just look at 2 slides and I will share the grace. Keep on scrolling. Just keep on. These are the presentation. Yeah, there is a enough of what do we know? How do we know that there's better tomorrow? You see, Americans, they don't invest where there's no tomorrow. The biggest American embassy since the creation of the state of America is in Nigeria. It's there in the continent. That's the biggest embassy that America has ever built anywhere in the world. If America don't see future in Nigeria, they will not come and do that investment. So we are sitting over a nation that has future. And if we are listening to continue, these are projects that are coming up. Keep on scrolling, please. This Dangote refinery is 10 times the size of Victoria Island. That's one of the biggest projects that is going on in any part of the world today. Keep on scrolling. The Lagos Calabar, when it came, we all resisted it. But I took it from Abraham Adesoya, and 10 minutes I found myself in fear. I started praying for Tinubu that let him continue. If this is the only thing is done for Nigeria, may God bless you forever. Continue. It has, you see, why we have problems? It's because we are not relating our education, what we teach in classroom, to what we practice. Government have no problem with Calabar Road. No. Because when I was in school, they taught us betterment and worsening. They taught us betterment and worsening. Every project done by government will worsen the situation of some people. And those people have to be compensated. The government need to go to World Bank to take loan. No. There are some people that, because of this project, they are better. Their properties were bettered. They pay more. They are the one, the value that you gain because of the project. There are some people that their projects were formerly inside, but now they are sharing value. Those people, their property value has increased from 5 million to 20 million to 50 million. They are the ones that will pay the people that will demolish their houses and took their property. It's give and take, betterment and worsening. For those that were worsening, Those that properties were bettered will pay the compensation. It's give and take. It's financial engineering. It's a very simple science. So, because government took part of my land, I should not be crying and be protesting. Because there is someone whose value has skyrocketed. And I take land use charge from that person. And I pay the person that was also. But these infrastructures that are needed. The Fourth Mainland Bridge. The Fourth Mainland Bridge is more or less around Lagos. Beautiful project. Capital intensive project. That when it comes on board, it will connect, you move from Lekki to Kurudu to Ekpe without coming to this. Just continue. The blue line continue. The Lekki Peninsula is there. Endless project. But the problem we face with half of Lagos, the mainland, the present Lekkis, is also what we are transferring. We are still building these bungalows and upstairs. It can work. That's why I say just go to continue. Beautiful projects that are coming. Just keep on scrolling. These are projects that are coming that every one of us will desire to have projects of this quality. Keep on moving. These are the resource of PPP. Continue. We have no regeneration. Many of us, we should not just focus on new land. Oluwole, go back to that slide. Oluwole happens to be slum within island. Somebody turned through regeneration. So developers should not focus on a bed. The dying inner core of our cities, they are also waiting for investment. Continue. I just want us to show a slide on this is regeneration of Jodabadia. I was involved in this project. It's our intention to be 1,008 units, but this is 240 units that we built. Change of government led to abandonment. But that was actually where we were going. Continue, go to Egypt. See the way they were building in Egypt. Continue, next slide please. See the way they were building in Egypt. Just keep on showing your slide. See the way they are building in Egypt. Continue. See Singapore. Show slides from Singapore. When developers approach government in Singapore, this is the work they take to government office. Continue, just keep on scrolling. This is what they take. This is what they take to them for approval. Continue. This is what they are approving. There are people that value land. Continue, please. These are projects. And these are, if we've seen growth, just keep on scrolling. If we have seen growth in the last 20 years, I'm believing that developers that will be active in the next 10 or 20 years, these are the kind of projects, keep on scrolling, these are the kind of projects that they will be taking to government. Like I said, we are not there, but we'll get there. Just go to the last slide. These are projects. And these are not 20 people, one organization. Keep on scrolling, go to the thank you. Just go to the thank you. Yeah. These are projects. I'm showing this to inspire us. Like they always tell me when I was in primary school. When I come home, I say I take second. They say, "Toba first, Olori Meji." The people that are doing this one, they are also developers. That's where we are aspiring to be. As we are restructuring and responding to what we have learned here today, we are positioning our organization with corporate governance, properly positioned to deliver on projects like this. Thank you so much. It's a continuous debate. I want to say again to the organizer, thank you for what you are doing. I believe that I, as a person, am satisfied and am blessed. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving the students the opportunity to come and learn We appreciate you. On their behalf, I say thank you to the organizer. If that blessed you, let me go in that direction. Please a round of applause for them. Thank you very much. And so we also have an award to present. So I'd like to call the CEO, please, to help us present this award to our dear Professor Timothy Nubi. Wow. So that means in like 10 years' time, somebody will be living in the 700th floor. You're laughing because your mind, where am I going to really? But that is the way, because like you said,
please can we give him a round of applause for that? Thank you very much, sir, for lending your voice to the cause. Thank you for the wonderful presentation and for the support. He was very supportive. He played a very crucial role in putting this together. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. On behalf of myself, other properties and other services limited, and the Rex community, we're presenting this appreciation award to you for your contribution to the Rex conference. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. That was very insightful, I must say, because like I said, in the next few years to come, Lagos will double in population, and then you ask yourself, where will these people actually stay? And so when you see it, you see that the only practical way to accommodate the growing population of Lagos is to venture into structures like this. And with the number of developers, as you know that every new building has a new name. I will not be surprised when maybe in 50 years time you just see 12 Babe Estate too. Because it has to go up like 1,000 floors. Alright, so please once again a round of applause for Professor Timothy Nubi, Director, CFDU. Thank you very much, sir. And so we have just one final panel session and then we'll call it a day. But has it been a great day thus far? Have you learned a lot? Are you inspired?